Hello dear Homepedia family. Imagine walking into a home where every wall, every beam, and every tile carries the echo of centuries-old traditions, yet the entire space feels fresh, intentional, and intimately yours. This is the power of Hacienda tiny homes, a design concept that redefines rustic charm by proving that small can be not only beautiful but also impactful. In a world where sprawling mansions often symbolize success, the Hacienda tiny home whispers a different kind of luxury. The luxury of simplicity, authenticity, and a life lived closer to the rhythms of nature. Rooted in Spanish colonial design, Hacienda homes are known for their grand courtyards, adobe walls, and terracotta roofs. Now imagine distilling all of that timeless character into a footprint that honors the past while embracing the modern challenges of compact living. This isn't just about downsizing, it's about right-sizing. It's about embracing a lifestyle where every corner serves a purpose, where every detail brings warmth, and where design becomes a story rather than just shelter. And if this vision of rustic elegance in a tiny format sparks something in you, stay tuned until the end of this video, and don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment with your own Hacienda tiny home dreams. Together, let's uncover how these small but mighty homes can create big impact. The facade of a hacienda tiny home is where rustic charm first greets the eye. Picture thick, whitewashed stucco walls, their surfaces catching the golden light of late afternoon, softened by the earthy warmth of terracotta roof tiles. Dark wooden lintels frame windows that might be modest in size but generous in soul, casting rhythmic shadows that shift with the sun. Even in a footprint of just a few hundred square feet, these homes maintain the hacienda's trademark sense of permanence and strength. The exterior tells you immediately, this is not just a structure, but a sanctuary where tradition and modern living coexist. The bold textures, sun-dappled walls, and earthy tones give the impression of timelessness, a design that has been loved and lived in for generations, now reimagined for compact living enthusiasts. High-potential keywords like hacienda tiny homes, rustic charm small house, Spanish colonial tiny house, and Adobe-style tiny house reflect this blend of authenticity and modern relevance. Step inside, and the courtyard welcomes you, not as an expansive square that sprawls for acres, but as a scaled-down heart of the home. Here, the courtyard becomes a pocket-sized sanctuary where you might place a bubbling fountain, a patch of herbs in terracotta pots, or a small table where mornings begin with coffee and evenings wind down with laughter. The central courtyard has always been the soul of hacienda architecture, and even in a tiny home, it provides a sense of openness, a dialogue with the sky above. Imagine jasmine climbing a stucco wall, lavender releasing fragrance into the warm air, and olive trees and planters casting delicate patterns of shade. The design invites indoor-outdoor living, proving that size doesn't limit experience. Compact rustic living thrives when courtyards and patios become an extension of daily life, adding not just beauty but functionality, and strengthening the connection to nature. The living space in a hacienda tiny home thrives on character, transforming compact dimensions into an atmosphere rich with charm. Wooden beams stretch across the ceiling, their weathered tones echoing centuries of tradition while adding rustic authenticity to the heart of the home. The adobe or plaster walls glow softly, painted in neutral earth tones that reflect sunlight by day and offer a calming warmth by night. This balance of textures and colors creates a grounding environment, where the natural palette brings peace and timeless beauty into everyday life. In a world where tiny home interiors often lean toward minimalism, the hacienda style elevates simplicity into artistry, blending rustic beams, textured walls, and intentional design choices that feel expansive in emotion, even when space is limited. Furnishings in a hacienda-inspired interior are never accidental. Each element serves a purpose while reinforcing the aesthetic story. A built-in bench upholstered in hand-woven fabrics adds both seating and cultural richness, while a small wooden table doubles as a dining surface and functional workspace, embodying compact versatility. Open shelving holds ceramic dishes and clay pottery, turning daily essentials into decorative displays that express personality and warmth. These details prove that in a rustic beam's tiny house, practicality and artistry coexist seamlessly, showing that thoughtful design can evoke richness and soul even in small footprints. Together, these elements shape not just a house but a home that radiates authenticity, where every corner reflects intentional living rooted in Hacienda tradition. The kitchen is where rustic functionality shines. Imagine handcrafted wooden cabinetry with wrought iron handles, a tiled backsplash in sun-warmed colors of cobalt, ochre, and terracotta, and countertops that celebrate natural textures. Even in compact layouts, the kitchen becomes a centerpiece, where the rustic charm of Hacienda design complements modern efficiency. Floating shelves hold clay jars of spices, woven baskets store produce, and warm-toned lighting fixtures give the room an inviting glow. Smart storage solutions keep clutter at bay, turning small kitchens into practical yet charming spaces. Keywords like rustic tiny homes, cozy small house design, and compact rustic design perfectly capture the spirit of this functional elegance. Cooking in such a space is more than a task. It is a ritual, a way of grounding oneself in tradition while embracing modern simplicity. The bedroom in a hacienda tiny home is designed as an intimate retreat. Imagine an alcove with a built-in bed framed by thick walls, niches carved into stucco to hold books, candles, or small heirlooms. Rustic textiles, woven blankets, embroidered cushions, and natural linen curtains add layers of comfort and warmth. The color palette remains earthy and soothing, blending creams, tans, and muted reds to create a calming atmosphere. Lighting is soft and golden, perhaps from lantern-style fixtures or sconces that echo the old-world charm of Spanish colonial design. Built-in storage ensures every inch of space serves a purpose, keeping the room uncluttered and restful. In this way, the bedroom becomes more than just a place to sleep. It becomes a sanctuary of rustic charm, compact yet deeply comforting. Phrases like small rustic architecture, hacienda lifestyle small home, and rustic compact design align perfectly with this intimate vision. Outdoor connections are essential in hacienda design, and tiny homes make the most of every opportunity. A small patio shaded by a wooden pergola, strung with climbing vines, becomes a place for reflection or entertaining. Planters filled with herbs like rosemary, thyme, and sage not only add greenery, but also carry fragrances that enrich the senses. Even a compact rooftop terrace can serve as a starlit retreat, where rustic charm meets the vastness of the night sky. These outdoor extensions expand the experience of the home, making tiny living feel expansive. Keywords such as hacienda courtyard tiny house, rustic outdoor living, and tiny adobe house ideas emphasize how the outdoors becomes an integral part of the hacienda tiny home experience. Sustainability enhances the rustic soul of these homes, creating harmony between tradition and modern necessity. Solar panels blend into terracotta roofs, rainwater harvesting systems tuck neatly into courtyards, and natural ventilation designs keep interiors cool without heavy reliance on air conditioning. Thick adobe or earthen walls regulate temperature naturally, while reclaimed wood beams remind us of design's ability to recycle beauty. Living smaller inherently reduces the carbon footprint. And Hacienda tiny homes embody this ethos with grace. They are not just visually appealing but also environmentally conscious, merging rustic aesthetics with modern green living. High-value keywords like sustainable tiny home design, eco-friendly hacienda house, and rustic green living amplify this dimension. Lifestyle philosophy is perhaps the greatest impact of hacienda tiny homes. Choosing compact rustic living is a decision to embrace simplicity, connection, and meaning. These homes are not about sacrificing comfort. They are about redefining comfort to mean authenticity, intimacy, and intentionality. Instead of vast, impersonal spaces, hacienda tiny homes offer warmth, every corner filled with character and purpose. Imagine evenings spent in a courtyard under lantern light, mornings in a sunlit kitchen with rustic tiles, and afternoons in a living space where wooden beams and adobe walls remind you of timeless traditions. This is a way of living that transcends design trends, offering a deeper connection to heritage, nature, and self. Keywords like rustic lifestyle tiny house, hacienda-inspired small home, and Spanish rustic charm tie this philosophy into both tradition and contemporary relevance. Tiny homes are not simply structures, they are movements. The Hacienda style adds cultural depth to this movement, embedding heritage, artistry, and soul into the tiny house trend. When you combine the practicality of tiny living with the artistry of Hacienda design, you create homes that inspire, comfort, and uplift. These homes stand as living testaments to the idea that less space can mean more creativity, more warmth, and more impact. In the marriage of rustic tradition and compact innovation, we find a design language that resonates with today's longing for authenticity. Keywords such as tiny home architecture, hacienda-inspired tiny house, and rustic chic compact living help frame this message for audiences looking to bring both beauty and meaning into their homes. Hacienda tiny homes remind us that size does not define spirit. Rooted in centuries of Spanish colonial tradition, yet reimagined for modern living, these homes prove that rustic charm can thrive within a compact footprint. Every adobe wall, every terracotta tile, every wooden beam speaks of heritage, while clever layouts, sustainable solutions, and thoughtful design prove that tiny living is not a compromise but a liberation. It's a lifestyle that values warmth over waste, beauty over excess, and soul over square footage. As we've seen, a hacienda tiny home can hold not just rustic charm, but also the power to transform how we live, inspiring us to reconnect with tradition, embrace simplicity, and design spaces that nourish both body and spirit. Now we want to turn the question to you. If you had the chance to design your own hacienda tiny home, what would it include? A courtyard fountain that sings with water, a rooftop terrace where stars keep you company, or a kitchen filled with rustic tiles and handcrafted wood? Share your vision in the comments below, because your ideas add richness to this conversation. And if you found this exploration inspiring, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more design inspirations, and join us on the journey of reimagining homes that may be small in size, but monumental in impact. Together, let's celebrate the rustic soul of hacienda tiny homes, where every detail matters and every space tells a story.